Hi, this is a short video to show you how to fit an electronic microphone into a Trimphone. This particular one's a dial telephone, but they came in push buttons and everything, and they're all the same. So let's get started and show you. It's quite simple, but it probably needs a bit of explanation, so I thought a video would be the best way of doing it. Okay. So take the little plastic part that helps the sound go into the ear on the 3T receiver, which you've got to replace to make sure it all works properly. Now bear in mind that these screws really don't matter, or these electrodes don't matter which way around they go, or terminals should I say. And as far as earpiece and mouthpiece go, obviously it does matter that the blue and the white go to the transmitter and the green and red go to the receiver. Okay, so you take this little spring that holds the transmitter in place, remove that, and then that just pops out quite easily. Now then, move that to the side, and then just place this part here is not needed once you've put the new transmitter in, so just get something like a screwdriver under there just to give it the ability to go over this little lip at the front, and then that should just pull out. As you can see, nothing's as easy as it can be sometimes. It's a little bit tight. They're normally much easier than that, to be perfectly honest with you, but I'm not going to edit it. I'm going to show you exactly how this one goes, just to show you that I'm not trying to make it look easier than it actually is. Okay, so now we're going to reconnect the transmitter, the receiver, sorry. I'll get it right in a minute. Just nip that up. Do the same with this side as well. Doesn't matter which way around these goes, as I said previously, as long as you do the red and the green to the 3T and the white and the red to the transmitter. Okay, so now that's all nipped up, the next thing to do is to nip your new electronic transmitter up. So basically, as I said before, doesn't matter which way around, but if you look, you want to keep it this in this direction. So the longer one is the white one. So I would suggest actually using the white to the far one over here, but it really doesn't matter, but it does make it might make life a slightly bit easier. If you note, I've actually put them to the, you can see this isn't central here. I've put just do it in the same direction as I've done it. So basically it's offset to the right. So make sure that you offset yours to the right. It wouldn't matter if you got it the other way around, except for fitting it back in is a little bit easier if you do it this way. Bear in mind that I have done thousands of these, well, probably not thousands, hundreds of them. These microphones really do transform the telephone. The original carbon one, which you see here, was too small. Basically, they spent many years trying to adjust the voltages and everything to stop these things from frying, and you'll see that in a minute, but I'll show you what to do inside the phone if you need to. So mostly you don't need to, but if you do find it's a problem, I'll show you how to eliminate that as well. Okay, so now we have this in this position here, so we want to tuck that up here, and you see that little metal lip there, you want to sort of rest it on there. Okay, if you can see that, I'm having to do it through a lens. It's quite difficult for me, so bear in mind that you should find it a lot easier than I will. Now then, I supply this bit of foam, which helps everything to locate. So you push that down here and it tips that microphone into the right position. Okay, so that's what's doing that. Now you pick up your other part here and you pop that back in, and then you locate this back into position. Now it doesn't really matter, but you've got to be careful that these wires, when you reconnect the earpiece, that the wires don't get caught in the screw or anything like that. So tuck that under there and locate these wires into a position that doesn't interfere with anything. As you can see, I've caught it there, so just, as I say, I'm finding it very difficult to do myself because I'm having to do it through the camera lens, which is always a lot more tricky for me than you. Okay, so now we've got that located back into position. Pop the screw back in. Oh, well, before I do that, I just point out, just have a look down that hole just to make sure that none of those wires are interfering in your screw, because you don't want to damage them when you put it back together. Lift that up, just give it a bit of a wobble, make sure that everything's nicely located. Okay, now that's your microphone fitted. Now that should be all working fine now. If for some reason you find that the microphone isn't working, you might find that the power supply inside is being reduced by some gubbins that they fitted to try and reduce the power for the original microphone. So I'll just show you how to eliminate that. So just undo this plastic screw here. This is only needed if you find that it's not working. This is a completely as found phone as well. It's not been restored in any way. It's just so basically look for the microphone fittings, which was the white and the blue. Okay, so undo the blue one, and you see this blue sausage thing here. Sometimes they're a different colour, sometimes they're like a burgundy colour or something. But you have to completely undo this screw because the actual terminals are round capture terminals, so you have to remove it all and take that out of the situation. Pop the screws back, making sure that you keep the dial connection in its place as well as the handset connection. Okay, nip that up again, and the same here. So as they make sure you're getting it through the dial connection as well. Nip that up, put your screw back in, put your terminal back into position. As I say, this is as found. This is somebody else's way of fitting it in. It's not how I would do it. This all this gubbins here. But one thing to note, some people will put the wire around this way. Never do that. If you do that, the casing will grip the wire here, and it sometimes snaps your casing. So always run your wire around this way. Even though it doesn't look particularly neat, it doesn't matter, it will do the job. But make sure you get that hole lined up there. As I say, this is not how I would do it, but this is how it was done, and this is the sort of situation you might encounter when you're doing yours. So just make sure that that's located in there and that's going up and down. Pop your plastic screw back in. Okay. Job done. Please like and subscribe. It does help the site to be